Hey, friend, welcome to Through the Chanel for Life lens, where we explore real stories on life, love, and growth, one conversation at a time. I'm your host, Nita, also known as Chanel for Life, and around here we live by the four S's. We show up, show off, show out, and most importantly, show love for life. Each week, we will dive into topics that inspire, challenge, and connect us because life is a journey and we're in it together. So get comfortable, turn the volume up, and let's get into it. Sometimes timing is everything. Hey, friend, welcome back to Through the Chanel for Life lens. Today, we are doing a bonus episode, something special. We are diving into Ashanti's new movie, her press run, and the conversation that has everyone talking, her and Nelly's infamous spin the block moment. Now, here on Through the Chanel for Life lens, you always have to dive a little deeper into our topic. So, today's episode is all about love, growth, and how sometimes life gives us those unexpected second chances. So, let's get into it. Right now, Ashanti has the interwebs buzzing with all that about her and Nelly's epic spin the block moment. However, this press run has been about this dynamic movie that she has done called No Address. And in this movie, it is about different walks of life and just showing the struggles that they go through, navigating, adapting, seeing how fast life can just change in the blink of an eye. Ashanti has been on this press run for the past week, and she has been sharing all about the movie, the good cause that is behind the movie, because 50% of the net profits are going to those organizations and nonprofits that are out here helping the unhoused through their difficult circumstances. So, this movie is so much more than a movie, it is also going towards a good cause. Now, full transparency, I haven't seen the movie right at this moment that I'm recording this episode. I did get my ticket to support the cause. I have heard nothing but good feedback, good reviews. I heard it's a tearjerker. People are walking away with so many messages from this movie and really feeling motivated to help the cause. People are buzzing. Nothing but good things out here for a good cause, and that warms my heart. Ashanti took the time on her press run to dive into her character and how her character was a veteran who became addicted to drugs and became homeless. And she expounded on just how that made such an impact in her life and seeing just how quickly life can change in a moment. And one thing that Ashanti said when she was on her press run is how you can be on one block and you see the mansions and everyone living well, and then you go down the block around the corner and then you see an unhoused individual. And it's just amazing, and it's always been amazing to me how in this country of the United States, how we have so many individuals that are unhoused, so many that are struggling, especially our veterans who went to basically give their life and risk their life for this country. And then they come back here and there's the lack of services and support. So I really feel that this message that is coming forth from the No Address movie is going to make a deep impact, inspire people to go out here and make a change. And I love that part of the proceeds are going towards helping these organizations that help the unhoused individuals. And if you've had a chance to see the movie, because I know that I've heard from quite a few people that the movie's not showing in their area, or they've had to drive to see the movie, some that are disappointed that they don't have access to the movie yet. But if you've had a chance to see the movie, I want you to go ahead and chime in on social media and let us know what you took away from the movie, what left an impact on you, and how are you motivated to go out here and make a difference. And also, as part of her press run, Ashanti has been out here giving us some of the tea on the Spin the Block story. And we are loving it. The fans are loving it. Why? Because it is answering so many of the questions that we have had since Nelly walked across the stage at Versus in 2021. And not only is she talking about that epic spin the block story, she is gushing every moment she can about baby KK and how she is out here balancing motherhood, wifehood, womanhood, and lifehood, all the things that she has going on right now. She is talking about how she is navigating her new normal and how she is loving every moment of it. And to me, it is really inspiring and encouraging to other motivated women out here, women that are pushing for goals, becoming moms, becoming wives, navigating womanhood. Ashanti is really using her platform to show everyone that, yes, you can have it all. We don't have to sit in the boxes. We don't have to feel limited. You can have it all. It's just about navigating that life, finding that life harmony, making sure that you are tending to all the parts of your life and giving them the attention they deserve. And that is what it means. That is what she is out here balancing her family. She's out here balancing music, her acting, career. On top of that, Mrs. Haynes is showing us how to do all of this while still looking flawless. Because I don't know if you had a chance to check it out, but Mrs. Haynes has had the looks going on. And we can't wait to drop that fashion spotlight, which may be out by the time you listen to this episode. But if not, just know that it is coming because Mrs. Haynes has been serving the looks, slaying and looking fire while doing so on this press run. And overall, she is showing us that success is about evolution. She's showing us how we can pivot and how we can thrive in every season of our life. And that is what I have taken away from listening to her interviews, the various interviews she's done over the week, talking about just her happiness and how she feels so much joy at this moment. And she is really out here thriving in every season of life. And I know you like, Nita, yes, that is all good. We agree with what you're saying. That is such a great cause. We are supporting the movie. But can you get into the spin the block moment, the interviews, the things that Ashanti is sharing with us? Because I know you've been sitting on the edge of your seats just waiting to dive into this conversation and hear it through the Chanel for Life lens. Listening to Ashanti talk on this press run, it is giving us a deeper dive into their reunion, into those questions we had about, okay, what are those moments like happen after verses? And thank you, Ashanti, for finally letting the people know, giving us a glimpse, opening up, being transparent with us. Because we know that you love your privacy. We know that you love to keep these moments to yourself. And we truly appreciate you sharing your story because, as I have told people many times, you never know how sharing your story can impact someone else. So we appreciate you giving us a little peek, a little preview, a little backstory onto how we got to this fabulous moment that we are witnessing today. Everybody's been tuned in to all of the interviews we've heard the stories of. And if you haven't, there are so many interviews on YouTube. Go ahead and check them out. You can also head to Chanel for Life on Instagram, where I have some of the clips and can lead you to the different interviews that are out there. But the public, we have been tuned in, hearing Ashanti share her side of what happened after that versus walk across the stage. And I know that it has put a smile on my face. It has put a smile on so many people's faces that have heard this story. Ashanti has shared with us that Nelly walked across the stage. She didn't know how to take it. But in that moment, she kind of didn't feel the anger and everything anymore. Then a couple of months after that, her DJ, City, shout out to City, gave Nelly her number. Nelly sent that text message with the hi waving emoji. And from there, the conversation started again. She even let us know there were some difficult conversations on her Angie interview. She let us know them first two conversations were kind of to have because there were so many emotions that were buried. But then the more that they talked, the more that they listen to each other. And I love how she pointed out that they actually listen because there is a difference. And one of the fam on social media put in the comments the other day under one of my posts that there is a difference between listening and hearing. So a lot of times we'll hear what people are saying to us, but we aren't really listening. And Ashanti pointed out that in this reunion time, in this moment, they both actually took the time to listen to each other and that communication is key. And you may not know this, but I am big on communication. I tell everyone around me, communication is key. I agree with Ashanti so much. There is so much loss in translation when we fail to communicate or when we don't know how to communicate in a healthy manner. And that can be an episode for another day because there really is a skill and an art to communicating and learning those healthy communication skills. Because a lot of us can communicate all day. It may not be healthy and may not be received the same way, but I digress. We'll save that for another day. So Ashanti dived into how communication was key. They had those conversations. They started kind of out having those moments. And then they did their epic second first date, as it was called, on Jenna and Friends, where they went to Vegas and it was around Valentine's Day. And the people are out here trying to piece together, okay, when it was this? But we're going to leave that where it is. We're going to take what Ashanti has shared with us and go from there. The epic Valentine's Day moment, and love the transparency that she has shared with us, how it was one of those things like she didn't in the moment. And then even on the Angie interview, talking about how when they were in Vegas, they went to Dolce and Nelly told her, well, you're not my girlfriend yet, so I'm only going to spend $10,000 on you. But when you become my girlfriend, then you'll get more. And it's those kind of moments that show us what their relationship is like, that friendship. It seems, as Ashanti said, they just kind of dove into it and it felt like no time had passed. And that's how you know, like, connected to someone that when you go back, it's like, oh yeah, I want, as they said, you want that old thing back. Yeah, we all saw that clip on the Sprinter. That's really what it was. When they got that old thing back, it was like, wow, no time had passed. This is where I should have always been from the beginning. But as we all know, everything happens for a reason, and timing is everything. But beyond that, love isn't just about timing, it's about the growth, it's about the alignment, and it's about knowing when is the right time to try again. And I've had several conversations with people over this past week, just listening to the interviews and all, and even shared on Instagram Live that I did the other day that in hindsight, they both can sit here and say, oh, what if we would have had these conversations earlier? We probably could have got back together earlier. We probably could have worked through things better if we had different communication skills back then. But you have to realize everything happens for a reason. And these conversations were had at the time that they were supposed to happen. And who's to say that if they did have those conversations back then, the results would have been the same? Because honestly, when we're younger, we work with what we have at that time and what we know to do at that time. Right now, Ashanti and Nelly are both able to speak through a grown up and a growing evolution point of view. But back then, that growth mindset is not as it is today. So who's to say, even if those conversations were had, that things would have turned out as they are today? What we can learn from this is that everything happens for a reason. We can also learn from this that second chances aren't just about love. Second chances happen in careers, they happen in friendships, they happen in our personal growth. Second chances happen in all areas. And a lot of it comes down to timing, and a lot of it comes down to being willing to take that risk. And this is a risk that Nelly and Ashanti took when he got that phone number from, well, when he first walked across the stage, when he got the phone number from City, when he set the high emoji to kind of break and check the temperature to see how it was going to be received. That was all about taking risk. And then Ashanti took risk on her end. And I saw on City's Instagram where he said that somebody needs to ask Ashanti, what did she say after she found out the City had gave the number? What did she say to him? So yeah, Ashanti, if listening, the people want to know, what was your reaction to the high emoji? First off, that's one thing we want to know. What did you respond back when he sent the emoji with just the wave? What was your response? If you want to share that with us. And then also, if you feel like sharing, what did you say to City once you found out that he gave out your phone number to Nelly? The people want to know. But girl, trust that we respect if you want to keep that to yourself. But anyway, y'all know I get off on tangents on here. But this second chance at love, what we can learn from this epic spin the block moment is the importance of knowing when is the right time to revisit something or when it is time to let something go. Because also, as Ashanti and Angie spoke about in the Angie in Real Life interview, that everybody ain't meant to spin the block. Spinning the block isn't for everyone. There are so many circumstances that can go into that. You really have to do what's best for you. No one can tell you if you should spin the block. No one should tell you if you should take a second chance at something. You have to define that for you. You have to realize what that circumstance is for you. Is it going to benefit you? How it's going to look? That's something that only you can evaluate. No one can tell you, yes, you should spin a block. No, you shouldn't spin a block. Yes, you should go back to this. No, you shouldn't go back to this. That is something that lies specifically with you. And ultimately, spinning the block comes back to growth, evolution, relationships, and embracing life's unexpected twist. Because I'm sure this block was one, as Shanti said, they thought that this was done. They thought that this was over. They was never expecting this block to be spun. But it is. The unexpected twist of life got Nelly and Ashanti to where they are today, married, baby KK, talking about having more kids. And as Ashanti said when Angie asked her on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you? The good old sis said 1,000. And that is what everyone should be able to say when you look back on your life, when you look at where you are in life, your happiness, your joy. If someone is asking you on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you? Our response should be something like 1,000. But it takes work to get there. It takes growth. It takes evolution. It takes personal work, not only working on your external relationship, but your internal relationship with yourself. And once you get to that point, then you can look at your life and say, okay, how can I go get my 1,000 happiness? How can I get to that point? What can I do? Because sometimes the past isn't just the past, it is preparation for a better future. Nelly and Ashanti's journey reminds us that growth is constant. And I talked about that in episode 6 about the power of starting over and about the growing pains that we have and how growth is always constant. Sometimes life is going to circle back to us when we least expect it. And it's that thing like stay ready so you don't have to get ready. If it's for you, it ain't nothing you can do about it. You can't run from it. So when that spin the block moment may happen for you, whatever area of life it may be in, it's going to happen when you least expect it. And it's up to you to be ready and to know and to figure out how to handle it, how to navigate it. Whether it's love, career, personal evolution, trust the timing of your life because timing is everything. Now's your chance to chime in. What do you think about the whole spin the block moment? What lessons have you learned from it? What have you taken away from it? And what has been your favorite part of Mrs. Haynes' press run? Send me a DM on Chanel for Life or chime in on Through the Chanel for Life Lens Instagram and let's get the conversation going. Remember, life has a way of throwing unexpected curveballs, but it's up to you how you navigate them. And no matter where life takes you, remember to show up, show off, show out, and show love for life. I'll see you in the next episode. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode. I hope this conversation gave you something to think about, something to feel, and something to take with you on your journey. If you love this episode, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a new one. And if something resonated with you, share it with a friend or drop a review. It helps us to grow this community and keep the good vibes going. Join the conversation on Instagram at Chanel for Life and visit chanelforlife.com for more. And remember, whatever you do in life, show up, show off, show out, and show love for life. I'll see you in the next episode.